a warm welcome to everyone gathered here for attending the 9th Bhagwan Mahavir Award function this evening. We shall begin the function with prayer, rendered by Mrs. Kala and Mrs. Kiran, which shall be followed by the Tamil Thai Vartu. I request everybody to kindly stand up for the prayer.
I request Sri Mahesh Chandra to garland our Chief Guest, the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, and Sri Prasanchan Jain to honor him with a shawl. Thank you. I request Sri Keval Chandji to garland the Chairman, Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation, Sri Ram Nivas Ji Mitra, former Union Minister and Member of Parliament Lok Sabha, and Sri D.M. Damani to honor him with a shawl. Thank you. I request Sri Kishore Ajmera to garland Dr. L.M. Sikri and Sri Dilipji Sankla to honor him with a shawl. Thank you. I request Sri Manik R.K. to garland Sri Deepchandji Gandhi and Sri Uttamji to honor him with a shawl. Thank you. Sri Badri Narayanan will garland Professor B.M. Hegde and Sri Rajan Chedda will honor him with a shawl. Thank you. I request Srimati Chandra Bai to present a bouquet and a shawl to Pujya Acharya Sri Chandanaji Maharaj. Thank you, Madam. I request Sri Dheerosh Rai to garland Sri D.R. Mehta and Sri T.M. Chaudhya to honor him with a shawl.
request the trustee, Shri N. Sudarshan Jain, to welcome the gathering.
Your Excellency, Sri Surjit Singh Barnala, respected Sri Ram Nivas Ji Mehta, Acharya Sri Chandana Ji Maharaj, my elder brother Dr. L. M. Singhi Ji, Sri D. R. Mehta Ji, Sri Deep Chand Ji Gardi, Professor B. M. Hegde, co-trustee Sri G. N. Damani Ji, other trustees, my family members, invitees, press and media, respected awardees, past awardees, Srimati Krishnamal Jagannathan, Pujya Swamiji Sri Jnanatman Nandaji, Dr. V. Santa, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege and pleasure to come to another milestone, the 9th Mahavir Awards function. This time it is an honor to have His Excellency Sri Surjit Singh Barnala, the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, gracing the function as the chief guest. A lawyer by profession, he was an active participant in the Quit India movement, even as he was pursuing his legal studies. Sri Barnala is a seasoned politician with various ministerial and gubernatorial portfolios to his credit, including a short stint as the Governor of Tamil Nadu in 1990. He was instrumental in establishing the Guru Nanak Dev University in Amritsar when he served as the Education Minister. As the Chief Minister of Punjab, his leadership was a challenge to the terrorists. A widely covered person and a nature lover, he wields his paint brush with fineness that has led to painting exhibitions. He has also authored a book titled Story of an Escape. With pleasure, we welcome you, sir, for this award function. We have had a calamity, the impact of which cannot be described in words. But let us place our trust and faith at the feet of the God Almighty and greet this new year with hope and prayer. From a small news item that provided the spark of an inspiration, the idea has grown into a full-fledged foundation. Thanks to the efforts of all those involved with the foundation's activities, we at the foundation are extremely happy about the response to invitations for nominations. The number of responses has been overwhelming and increasing year by year. For the 9th Mahavir Awards, we received 212 nominations from all over the country. We hope the number will keep increasing over the coming years, because it implies that we have many among our midst who are engaged in selfless service. We come to know of institutions and individuals that we have not heard of because they have been thinking about a silent revolution without fanfare and media attention. At the same time, we are happy that the foundation has been given an opportunity to recognize their work. We do know that these compassionate people serve the society without expecting anything in return. It takes an indomitable spirit and will to overcome many hurdles that cross the paths of these workers. Our aim in bringing their service to light is that it acts as a catalyst to boost their moral and service-mindedness, and we hope to widen the ambit of the awards in the years to come. We are grateful to see M.N. Venkatachalaya, former Chief Justice of India, for the role he has played as the chairman of the selection jury. We are honoured that Sri Ram Nivas Mirza, former MP and Union Minister of the Government of India, consented to be the chairman of the foundation and a member of the jury. We are honoured that Professor M.S. Swaminathan, eminent agriculture scientist, Magsaysay Award winner and chairman of M.S. Swaminathan Research Foundation, Chennai, has also accepted to be on the selection jury. In spite of their busy schedules, Sri Venkatachalaya, Sri Deep Chand Ji Gardi, Pujya Acharya Sri Chandana Ji Maharaj, Sri D. R. Mehta and Professor B. M. Hegde came to Chennai for the selection of awardees. Due to pressing demands, Dr. L. M. Singhi, Sri Sudarshan Agarwal and Sri M. S. Swaminathan sent their recommendations after scrutinizing the nominations. We thank all the members of the jury for their kind cooperation and unbiased selection of the awardees. We are extremely happy to have put the selection jury through a tough process, because it indeed was tough to select the awardees from among the nominations. But as in the preceding years, this year also there has been unanimous agreement among the jury members regarding selection of the awardees. As announced earlier, the award for excellence in the sphere of non-violence and vegetarianism goes to Sri Siddharaji Gadda. The award for excellence in education and medicine goes to Uttarakhand Sevanidhi Parayavaran Shiksha Sansthan. And the award for community and social service to Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement, Sargur, Karnataka. The citations would throw light on the welfare measures being adopted by the awardees. We are grateful to all the nominators, without whose help we would not have received so many nominations. We appreciate the efforts they have taken in sending us the nomination. We assure the nominators that each nomination received equal consideration from the jury. We also assure that the selection of awardees in no way belittles the services rendered by the other nominees. The foundation instituted a special award to coincide with the 2600th birth anniversary of Bhagwan Mahavir. The award was to honor the author of an outstanding religious book that perpetuates the philosophy and principles of Jainism and Bhagwan Mahavir. A special jury was constituted to select the awardees from the 20 nominations we received. Though the foundation has instituted an award of ₹1 lakh and had called for nominations in both Hindi and English, the jury decided on ₹51,000 since the material that were received by us fell short of the standard set by the foundation. Dr. Prem Suman Jain was honored with the award for his Hindi book titled Jain Dharm Ki Sanskritik Virasat. Due to unforeseen delays, a function could not be organized to felicitate Dr. Jain and the award was sent to him by post. I place on record my appreciation to members of my family, the foundation and public who have been very supportive of the activities of the foundation with their constructive ideas and suggestions. The media has also played a great role in recognizing the activities of the foundation, highlighting the Mahavir Awards. We hope this acts as an inspiration to many others to take the path of service and also institute similar awards. Together, let us salute the spirit of selflessness and dedication of those involved in social service. I welcome you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Sri Siddharaj Daga to address the audience.
भगवान महावीर फाउंडेशन के अध्यक्ष तथा इस समारोह के अध्यक्ष श्री रामनिवास जी मिर्धा, इस समारोह के मुख्य अतिथि महामहिम तमिलनाडु के राज्यपाल श्री सुखदेव सिंह जी बरनाला, महावीर फाउंडेशन के मैनेजिंग ट्रस्टी तथा अन्य ट्रस्टीगण, बहनों और भाई, भगवान महावीर फाउंडेशन का मैं बहुत ऋणी हूँ कि उन्होंने मुझे ये अवसर प्रदान किया। आप सब मित्रों ने, भाई बहनों ने अभी फाउंडेशन के कार्यक्रम के बारे में, उनकी एक्टिविटीज के बारे में, प्रवृत्तियों के बारे में आपने सुना। अहिंसा और शाकाहार, इन प्रवृत्तियों की दृष्टि से महावीर फाउंडेशन ने जो अवार्ड आज पुरस्कार घोषित किया है, उसके लिए हम कृतज्ञ हैं। अहिंसा के लिए तो कहा जाए तो परमो धर्म है, परम धर्म है अहिंसा। भगवान बुद्ध और भगवान महावीर ने 2500 वर्ष पहले अहिंसा धर्म का पुनरुत्थान किया और उसको देश और दुनिया में इसका प्रसार हुआ। आधुनिक युग में महात्मा गांधी ने अहिंसा को केवल व्यक्तिगत जीवन के आचरण से उठाकर इतिहास में पहली बार अहिंसा को सार्वजनिक जीवन में और सामाजिक जीवन में प्रतिष्ठित किया। और आप हम सब जानते हैं किस तरह से उन्होंने उस समय के सबसे बड़े साम्राज्य दुनिया के उससे आज़ादी हासिल करने के लिए अहिंसा के अस्त्र का प्रयोग किया। उससे पहले 20 वर्ष तक दक्षिण अफ्रीका में जो रंगभेद की नीति थी उसके खिलाफ सफलतापूर्वक 20 वर्ष तक उन्होंने वहाँ पर संघर्ष किया। और इस प्रकार अहिंसा को उन्होंने न केवल व्यक्तिगत जीवन में बल्कि सामाजिक जीवन में प्रतिष्ठित किया। आज अहिंसा युग धर्म बन गया है। केवल पाप पुण्य का सवाल नहीं है, केवल हिंसा का सवाल नहीं है तो, लेकिन अहिंसा आज के युग में हिंसा कालबाह्य हो, आउट ऑफ डेट। हिंसा से कोई उससे हल नहीं हो सकता। आपने हमने देखा है पिछले 3-4 वर्षों में तांडव हिंसा का दुनिया में हो रहा है, कोई मसला तो हल नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि हिंसा और हिंसा में भेद ये है कि हिंसा एक भौतिक साधन है जिसकी कोई सीमा नहीं। अब तो आणविक शस्त्र निकले हैं, उससे आगे और सब और भी उनका परिवार अनंत गुना बढ़ रहा है। अगर आणविक शस्त्रों का उपयोग हो तो इस पर सारी पृथ्वी का और मानव देश का क्या होगा कोई कह नहीं सकता। अहिंसा से कोई मसला हल नहीं हो सकता। मसले अगर हल हो सकते हैं तो प्रेम से, शांति से, अहिंसा से। इसलिए अहिंसा आपका एक धर्म है, केवल व्यक्तिगत जीवन के आचरण के लिए नहीं, लेकिन सामाजिक और सब प्रकार की जो समस्याएं हैं दुनिया में उनके निराकरण का उपाय है तो वो अहिंसा है। मैं आपका भी समय नहीं लूँगा। मैं भगवान महावीर फाउंडेशन का फिर से यही उन्होंने मुझे मौका दिया, इसलिए मैं देख रहा हूँ कि इस फाउंडेशन के इस समारोह में सब धर्मों के लोग मौजूद हैं, अनेक राजनीतिक दलों के लोग मौजूद हैं। आज इस अवसर पर आपके सामने बात प्रकट करके ही मुझे थोड़ा संकोच भी है, लेकिन मैं क्योंकि मैंने आज़ादी के लिए कुछ किंचित काम किया था और उस वक्त में क्या क्या सपने थे जिनको हम लोगों ने देखा था। आज़ादी के बाद भारतवर्ष एक बार फिर दुनिया के रहनुमाई करेगा। आज की स्थिति के बारे में ज़्यादा कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं। मैं केवल अपनी वेदना प्रकट करना चाहता हूँ कि इस आज़ादी के लिए सैकड़ों लोगों ने अपनी जान दी, हजारों लाखों लोगों ने कारावास की यातनाएं सही, और इस आज़ादी से इतनी आशा थी। गांधी जी ने कहा था एक बात को, आज़ादी तो हासिल हुई मानी जाएगी। जब आज़ाद होगा हिंदुस्तान तो हर शोषित और पीड़ित व्यक्ति के आंसू पोंछे जा सके। आज के हालत के बारे में मैं कुछ कहना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन आप लोगों को ये जरूर, खास करके नई पीढ़ी को, इस बात की याद दिलाना चाहता हूँ कि आज़ादी केवल हिंदुस्तान की आज़ादी का प्रश्न नहीं था, आज सारी मानव जाति एक प्रकार से गुलामी की शिकंजे में कसी हुई है। मानव जाति को आज़ाद करना हो, इस गुलामी से छुटकारा दिलाना हो मानव जाति को, तो अहिंसा के सिवाय, सत्याग्रह के सिवाय कोई मार्ग नहीं है। इसको भगवान महावीर ने, भगवान बुद्ध ने और महात्मा गांधी ने इसका प्रयोग सफलतापूर्वक किया। मुझे आशा है कि आगे वाली पीढ़ी भगवान महावीर, बुद्ध और गांधी के संदेश को सुनेगी, समझेगी और आज की दुनिया की समस्याएं हैं उनके निराकरण में योगदान करेगी। बहुत धन्यवाद आपको।
Thank you, sir. I now request Sri Ram Nivas Ji Mehta, Chairman of the Foundation, to deliver the presidential address.
Our honored chief guest of the function, Governor of Tamil Nadu, esteemed Surjit Singh Vanala, respected Sanjay Chadda, Dr. Alan Singh Sahab, Pujacharya ji, Sri Subhash Chandra Jain, and other distinguished people sitting on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It is really a matter of great pleasure and honor for us in the Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation that our esteemed governor has agreed to be with us on this very important occasion. So the foundation, as I just said, has been carrying a number of activities, and one of the most important ones, as we see, are these annual Bhagwan Mahavir Awards. There are many awards being given these days by all sorts of bodies, and they get into one controversy or the other. But sir, fortunately, our selections have always been very well accepted because we follow a very systematic and almost a rigid, foolproof selection procedure. After receiving nominations, we make all relevant inquiries. We even send our own team to go and meet the people they are working with. Those nominations have been received by us, carry on a survey of some sort, and then come and make reports before a very distinguished jury. So we are fortunate that very distinguished people have agreed to be on our selection committee, and we are really beholden to them that they have given so much of the time and attention and cooperation in selecting the awardees. So there are mainly 3 awards, and we feel that people who have served the country and above all the society deserve it, and we owe it to them that we at least respect their contribution to the progress of the country and the improvement of the society. And therefore, as a duty, a very solemn and sacred duty, we are discharging to honor people who have served our brother and distinguished themselves in various branches for the awards are given. So your presence today is really very heartening, and we assure you that it will again impel us, guide us, help us to do whatever we are doing in a much better way, much more transparent way. In the end, I I would like to place on record about the Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation, Sultan Jain, very dedicated person who has selflessly worked in various areas of social service, and the trustees and his family are really devoted to the work of the foundation, and I take the opportunity of thanking them all on this occasion. Sir, with these few words, I extend you a very hearty welcome, not only to you, sir, but all the distinguished people who have made it possible to come from distances quite far away, and thank all the ladies and gentlemen who are with us this evening on what we regard is a very important occasion. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. As is being done over the years, we are releasing a brochure on this day to mark the occasion. May I now request Dr. Ellen Singhvi, a member of the selection jury, to release the awards day brochure and speak on dimension of ahimsa yesterday, today and tomorrow. We now come to the most
हमारे इस समारोह के अध्यक्ष, देश की राजनीति के वरिष्ठ नेता, मेरे अध्यक्ष और मित्र माननीय श्री रामनिवास जी प्रधान, हमारे यहाँ के राज्यपाल सदा साहब, आचार्य श्रद्धेय चंदना जी, आचार्य जी एक तरह से करुणा की मूर्ति और अहिंसा की प्रतिनिधि, उनको हमारे बीच में आकर हम उनकी अनुकंपा से अनुग्रहित हो रहे हैं। श्री सुभाष चंद्र जी जैन, अगर इसके संस्थापक नहीं होते तो पहला पुरस्कार उनको ही मिलना चाहिए। दवानी साहब, नहीं आपके लिए, मैं आपके लिए, इन्होंने समझा कि विराट के लिए कह रहा हूँ और मुझे मालूम है कि विराट जिससे मेरा संबंध बहुत गहरा, अंतरंग और पुराना, उनको तो सबसे पहले मिल चुका है। मैं ये कह रहा था कि पुरस्कार अगर किसी को देने की इच्छा होती तो सुगंध जी को सबसे पहले पुरस्कार। हमारे मित्र और एक प्रकार से सोचने वाले व्यक्ति डॉक्टर हेगड़े, who just discussed with me the great idea of an Ahimsa University, which converges with my own idea of a university of alternatives, and a man of deep originality and a great sense of the heritage of India. Shri Damani ji, हमारे बीच Shri Deepchand ji Gayani हैं, who is 90 years young, and if I may add, we have in our midst the revered Shri Siddharth Datta, who is 97 years young. My good friend Shri D.R. Mehta, who represents compassion in action, and who is happily with us. Friends, my old friend Shri Dandapani, Swamiji, and my absent friend, former Chief Justice of India, Shri Venkatachalaya. I've been asked to say a few words on dimensions of ahimsa. And to say these words, in the presence of Acharya Chandanaji is a very great honor and privilege for me. Semantically, ahimsa or non-violence are words of negative connotation. But as you know, two negatives make the most powerful positive concept. There are two negatives there, non-violence, ahimsa, and those two negatives make the strongest positive force in the world in which we live. We have just recently experienced the fierce fury of tsunami, but there is also in the hearts of humankind a tsunami of greed and hatred. There is also in the hearts of humankind a tsunami of violence and greed. And I think it is important that we realize that if there is an answer to that tsunami of hatred, violence and greed, the only solution is to invoke the mantra of ahimsa. I think we must remember that in our age we have what I may call a sovereign remedy given to us by our ancestors. A sovereign remedy for human togetherness. A sovereign remedy for how we can relate to each other. A sovereign remedy for peace and harmony and understanding. And that is what ahimsa is all about. Ahimsa belongs to all faiths and all traditions. Shortly I will present a book to Acharya Chandanaji, and that may be carrying court to Newcastle on ahimsa. That book we have prepared the last several years as a contribution to the understanding of ahimsa in all faith traditions. The Vedas say, Ma ahinsi, do not commit violence. The Jain tradition and the Buddhist tradition have been deeply the protagonists of ahimsa. That's how I should tell you a wonderful anecdote relating to Sri Guru Nanak Dev. He was offered a janeau, a sacred thread, by a Brahmin. And he said, you're welcome to give it to me, but I want a sacred thread made of the cotton of truth. I want a sacred thread of non-violence. I want a sacred thread of compassion. But that is indeed the sacred thread of humanity in humanitarian terms today. And it is indeed interesting that the founder Guru of the great Sikh tradition, Guru Nanak Dev, he spoke of the sacred thread of compassion, truth and non-violence. And it was to say the more visible sacred thread of Hindus, that the ninth Guru of that tradition, in the spirit of ahimsa, laid down his life. Guru Tegh Bahadur sacrificed his life and became the greatest martyr in the history of mankind between Jesus Christ and Mahatma Gandhi. And this was ahimsa in action. I speak to you of the dimensions of ahimsa to say to you that ahimsa is ultimately a covenant of peace. Ahimsa is ultimately a covenant of justice. Ahimsa is ultimately a covenant of compassion. It is through compassion, through aparikara, through brahmacharya, through restraint, through a sense of togetherness of humankind that we are able to pursue the path of ahimsa, as the father of our nation taught us, by combining all the rivers of different faith traditions into one great mighty force, which one, as Ajit Ladda just now told us, the greatest victory of ahimsa against the mighty empire. Then we have ahimsa, which is interfaith harmony. Then we have ahimsa as I said, as a declaration of justice, as a covenant of peace, and as something which would alone restore to humankind and planet Earth the concept of human equality. I remember once when we were drafting the Charter of the World Parliament of Religions, I happened to have the privilege of presiding over it. Swami Vivekananda had electrified the world by his message of tolerance, which is a form of ahimsa. And when we were drafting it, Hans Kuhn, one of the greatest scholars in the Western world, came to my house in London and said, let us put our dimensions of ahimsa in the world in which we live. Ahimsa is indeed human dignity. Ahimsa is indeed liberty and fraternity. Ahimsa is indeed another name for civilization. Ahimsa is another name for our common future. I am happy to join this wonderful occasion. An occasion which celebrates not only one family's commitment to ahimsa, but the whole nation's commitment to ahimsa. And what is needed is the whole world's commitment to ahimsa. In a few months in Nairobi, Acharya Chaitanya would launch a campaign of ahimsa worldwide, because without ahimsa you cannot save and preserve civilization. Because without ahimsa you cannot march ahead for common peace, progress and prosperity. Thank you. Jai.
We now come to the most important part of this evening's program, the presentation of Bhagwan Mahavir Awards. I request His Excellency to deliver the awards after the citations are read. We shall begin with the award in the field of non-violence and vegetarianism, which goes to Sri Siddharajji Datta of Jaipur. The citation shall be read by Srimati V. Kala.
Sri Siddharajji Datta. Let there be no undesirable developments in the world, and let people lead a peaceful life. Let ahimsa reign supreme and make people happy and content. Meri Bhavna. People needs more than prayers to prevail. Peace and non-violence need to be preached about, need to be practiced as done by Sri Siddharajji Datta. A Gandhian to the hill and held a proponent of ahimsa and non-violence, he lives and works for his ideas. So much that his non-aggressiveness advocacy of peace and non-violence has reached far beyond the shores of our country. Leading a simple life, he practices what he teaches, thereby sending an effective message. Born in 1909, he was drawn by Gandhian principles right from his student days. Freedom struggle lured him away from a lucrative legal career. A 2.5-year prison term for his involvement in Quit India movement strengthened his resolve to work towards peace and non-violence. In 1951, he established a Sarvodaya ashram in Kemal, a Rajasthani hamlet. He dedicated his life to develop an ideal and peaceful society and strove to develop a peaceful coexisting community. His ideals saw him participating in the Bhudan and Grantham movements initiated by Acharya Vinoba Bhave. Convinced that one needs no political powers to propagate peace, he resigned as a ministerial post and later rejected the offer of the post of second highest constitutional position of India. He dedicated himself to bring relief to the drought-hit Bihar in the late 60s. He has authored several books on peace and non-violence. Internationally acclaimed as an exponent of peace and ahimsa, he has been invited by many countries for the peace initiatives. His services has been recognized with the Jamlal Bajaj Award. The Government of India honored him with the Padma Bhushan, which he declined. The Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation recognizes his outstanding work towards non-violence and vegetarianism.
I request Sri Siddharajji Datta to come forward and collect the award. I request His Excellency to kindly present the award to Sri Siddharajji Datta. Thank you. The award for excellence in the field of education and medicine goes to Uttarakhand Seva Nidhi Paryavaran Shiksha Sansthan of Almora in Uttarakhand. The citation will be read by Sri S. Vinod Kumar.
Uttarakhand Seva Nidhi Paryavaran Shikshan Sansthan. If I can ease one life the aching or cool one pain, I shall not live in pain. By Emily Dickinson, poet. Post-independence development process had not trickled down to the hill tribes of Uttarakhand. With the aim of social upliftment, a group of good Samaritans established the USNPSS in 1999. Education enlightens. A woman emancipated is a woman empowered. With these as their motive, the organization works in the spheres of education and women's empowerment as the first step towards developing the community. The Sansthan designed an exciting and interesting curriculum so that it would hold the attention of the students as well as be of use to their day-to-day life. It adopted innovative methods of teaching in the community education program through lessons that were just not academic but were practical as well. The children were made to observe the village as a living example of ecosystem and hence analyze and deal with issues specific to it. This approach not only gave them a lesson in environmental education but also the insight into solving the issues they would face as grown-ups. The tiny spark has grown into a far-reaching flame, spreading its glow onto increasing number of children. With 350 Balwadis functioning in the villages, nearly 7,000 students, most of them girls, have been trained by the education systems. Education has given the women self-worth and confidence, which they put to use in guiding others. They have been encouraged to take steps in tackling the social evils prevailing in their community. Initiatives taken by USNPSS have brought a visible social change. Education has improved the economic status of the women, which in turn has improved their health. The Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation, conferring its award for education in medicine on USNPSS, lauds the Sansthan dedication in changing the lives of many.
I request Sri Lalit Pandey to kindly come forward and collect the award on behalf of Uttarakhand Seva Nidhi Paryavaran Shiksha Sansthan. I request His Excellency to kindly present the award.
The award for community and social service goes to Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement of Mysore, Karnataka. The citation will be read by Sri Lalit Kumar.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement. If we cultivate the habit of doing this service deliberately, our desire for service will steadily grow stronger, and it will make not only for our own happiness but that of the world at large. Mahatma Gandhi. Inspired by Swami Vivekananda, a handful of medical students in Mysore believed that to gain was to relieve the pain of the poor. With community concerns prevailing over personal gains, they founded the Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement in 1984 with the aim of providing cost-effective health care to the marginalized. Without adequate resources, they started with distributing free physicians' samples. After having conducted health camps in remote areas, they established a hospital in Brahmagiri for the benefit of the tribes who had been displaced from their homeland because of the development projects. Training in animal husbandry, sericulture, agriculture, apiculture and tailoring are imparted. Women are encouraged to form self-help groups. Besides establishing Vivekananda Memorial Hospital at Sarabur, SBYM implements various programs on reproductive and child health alcoholism, tobacco control, AIDS prevention, etc. Lighting the life of many have got SBYM recognition in the form of National Youth Award and Ambedkar Award. The Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation salutes the spirit of SBYM and is happy to confer on it the Mahavir Award in the field of community and social service. Thank you.
I request Dr. Anil and Dr. Prashant to kindly come forward and collect the award on behalf of Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement. I request His Excellency to kindly present the award to Dr. Anil and Dr. Prashant. I request His Excellency and the awardees to stand for a photograph.
Group photo, sir.
For a group photograph.
That side, sir, please. One person. All the awardees on the one side. Come this side, sir. Please come. Wait, sir.
Thank you.
Selvam.
Dear Ramdas Nirdaji, Dr. Singhvi, Professor Hegde, Acharya Chandanji, dear Deep Chandgardi, dear D.R. Mehta, dear G.N. Dhamani, the recipients of the awards, office bearers and members of the foundation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be here with you, and I feel honored to distribute the 9th Mahavir Awards for excellence in human endeavor. Commentary on Lord Mahavir would certainly be superfluous and redundant, as he is one of the most acclaimed pure souls of our country. He is Jinnah, the conqueror. Not that he conquered meant kingdoms. He conquered obstacles to realization of the self. The search for eternal truth has told great saint philosophers to the world in the 600 years surrounding Lord Mahavira, that is from 800 to 200 BC. We had Confucius in China, Mahavira and Buddha in India, Socrates and Plato in Greece, who were all philosophers who turned their attention towards the self in order to realize. We should, every one of us, have the capacity to capture the essence of what we are. We should know our inner selves. We should be in a position to understand and appreciate our inner self. By inner self, I do not mean the physical body. In fact, I do not even mean the inner mind, for we are in a position to manipulate our mind to a great extent. The inner self is beyond all this, and it can be partially understood by the word soul. The greatest achievement on earth is the true realization of one's soul. This can be achieved only through the self-discipline in consonance with the laws and rules of nature and leading a worthy life. to be born as a human being is glorious and is unique light. It is the gift of the eternal compassion towards mankind. It is up to us to maintain its purity and sanctity. There should be nobleness in thought, word and deed. Jainism lays emphasis on good conduct and enlightenment. Right faith, right knowledge, the right conduct leads to salvation, which should essentially be the goal of everyone's life. Every man is an architect of his own life. Anyone can aspire to attain perfection, irrespective of his caste, creed, socio-economic or political status. Jainism entered Tamil Nadu in the 3rd centenary BC. It had contributed greatly to the cultural heritage of South India. South India is indeed indebted to the Jain preachers for their ideas on ahimsa and right living. Jain influence surrounds in literature, architecture, sculpture, art, painting, philosophical thought and practices. Jain caves and temples form specimens of rare art and architecture. Their literary compositions are replete with a coherent message to the people. Jains in Tamil Nadu make a sizable contribution to all spheres, especially in education, medicine, trade and industry. They are philanthropic in nature and very conscious and sensitive to the needs of the others. The life of Lord Mahavira tells us that he spent the first 30 years of life in the midst of wealth and plenty. For the next 12 years, he was engaged in the pursuit of the Supreme Soul and lived in jungles and deep meditation. And during the last 20 years, he expounded Sarvodaya, that is the welfare of all living beings, propagated it and spread it throughout 4 corners of the country. During his lifetime, he was always busy pondering over the fundamentals of life and death and indulged in deep discussion. Those eager to get at the truth placed their misgivings before him and he solved them effortlessly. In his religious congregations, kings and commons, rich and the poor, all sat together and listened to his message. All his teaching had the stamp of eternity. At this juncture, we cannot help recall the non-violence preached by Bhagwan Mahavira, his fourfold path of self-realization. Samyaka Darshana, faith and truth. Samyaka Jana, knowledge and reality. Samyaka Charitra, spiritual discipline. And Samyaka Tapa, washing off the effect of accumulated karmas through right of spirit for all relevant today. We are living in an age of science and technology. In our race for intense technology, we are bound to lose certain fundamental human imperatives. Loss of human values to corrosive commercialization will not serve humanity. Science should be tempered with humanism, and it is here that religion plays its role. After all, universal brotherhood and affection for one another are the need of the hour. It is heartening to know that Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation has instituted the Mahavir Awards in recognition of the services rendered by the individuals and institutions for promoting the principles of Bhagwan Mahavira like non-violence, vegetarianism and service to mankind. I congratulate Sri Dhada, a non-generian young man of 90, for his human services in the promotion of non-violence, vegetarianism and propagating the principle of Sarvodaya, brotherhood, peace and ahimsa, providing education through establishment of education institutions contributes to the growth and development of the nation. your efforts of Uttarakhand Sevanidhi Yoga Shiksha Sansthan in imparting education to the hill people of Uttaranchal are commendable. I've been there, so I know the conditions in the hill areas, and they are doing a very great service for that area. That is why the appreciation has come to them. This is an ethic. Service to mankind is service to God. The community services done by the Swami Vivekananda Youth Movement is providing health, care, education and health awareness among the rural people in Mysore are laudable. I appeal to the various voluntary organizations, trusts and associations like the Bhagwan Mahavir Foundations to promote unity, peace and harmony and to contribute to their might towards the development of a society and the nation. Recently, we have seen the havoc caused by tsunami in this area, all along the coastal area of Tamil Nadu. The fishermen particularly were very badly affected. In those very days, just 2 days after tsunami, a delegation came. He was from prominent Jains from this area and also from Pune and Bombay. They met me and told me that they were willing to provide an institution for the orphaned children. I wanted to know from them to what extent they would like to perform this function. They said we will create an institution for them here in Chennai or any other place that they want to have. We will keep 1,000 students there in the institution for 10 years necessarily until they are able to win their own livelihood. We will take care of them properly. We will take care of their food, their clothing, their education and their living here in hostels, etc. They have a budget of 30 crores of rupees. I was surprised to hear that from them and I appreciate that they have contributed to that. I had some connection with Jain sadhus. Acharya Tulsi, he was a great saint in Rajasthan particularly. Long back, in 1984, he invited Sant Longowali to Amet. Amet is a place in Rajasthan. So he invited him to Amet for discourse, for talking. And Sant Longowali took me with him. He said, you also come here. So we went to Amet and met Acharya Tulsi. There was a very large congregation of Jain saints there. Sadhvis and sadhus. They had assembled there. Perhaps there were about 20,000 or so there. Sant Longowal had a long discourse with Acharya Tulsi. And it was the efforts of Acharya Tulsi that Punjab Accord was signed. He had such an influence. He was a sadhu, he was a Jain sadhu. And in those days he was having Chaturmas there. But he had such an influence on Rajiv Gandhi that he persuaded Rajiv Gandhi to go in for an accord in Punjab affairs. And the Punjab Accord was the result of that effort. I am virtually a Jaini like you. I am vegetarian. I am a teetotaler. And I believe in ahimsa. So I am virtually just like you. I was very glad to meet some of the people here who have crossed 90 years and they still feel they are young. And today we have been able to provide something. But it's the spirit which will work. Age is not the factor, but the spirit behind it is defected, and still they are working for the welfare of mankind. I really congratulate them. I congratulate also the award winners of today. I convey my warm felicitations to the office bearers and members of the Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation and wish it all success in its future endeavors. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Sri Ram Nivas Ji Mirdha will now present a memento to our distinguished chief guest. Thank you, sir. His Excellency will now present mementos to the jury members. Sri Ram Nivas Ji Mirdha, Dr. L.N. Singhvi, Sri Deepchand Ji Gandhi, Professor B.M. Hegde, Pujya Acharya Sri Chandanaji Maharaj, Sri D.R. Mehta, Thank you, Your Excellency. Pujya Acharya Sri Chandanaji Maharaj will give Mangalacharan.
इस सभा में जिन्होंने सत्कर्म किया है उन लोगों को पुरस्कृत किया गया है। इस कार्य के लिए हम सब ने उन्हें धन्यवाद दिया है। भगवान महावीर ने एक बात और कही थी कि जो लोग सत्कर्म को सम्मानित करते हैं वे उससे भी ज्यादा भाग्यशाली है। इसलिए सभा में उपस्थित उन सब लोगों को कितने लोग हैं प्रश्न ये नहीं है, लेकिन जैसे एल.एन. सिंह साहब ने अहिंसा की परिभाषा में जो टॉलरेंस है किसी के अच्छे कार्य को सम्मानित करना, यह भी एक अहिंसा का ही रूप है। हम सब ने उन अहिंसा में विश्वास करने वाले लोगों को सम्मानित करते हुए हम सब उसी अर्थ में पुरस्कृत हैं। नमो अनंताणं, नमो सिद्धाणं, नमो आयर्याणं, नमो उवच्छायाणं, नमो लोये सर्वसाहुणं, एसो पंच नमोकारो सर्वपापप्रणाशनो मंगलानि च सर्वेषि परमं हवै मंगलम्। विश्वव्यापितमोऽखिलस्य तरणे बालोऽपि कल्पाङ्कुरो दारिद्राणि गजावलिं हरिशिशु काष्ठानि वन्ते कणा पीयूषस्य नभोऽपि रोगनिवहं यद्वत् तथा ते विभो मूर्ति स्फूर्तिमती सते त्रिजगति कष्टानि हर्तुं क्षमा गिर्वाणद्रुमधेनुकुम्भमणयस्तस्याङ्गणे रिङ्गिणुं देवा दानव मानवा सन्नयं तस्मै हितं ध्यायेन लक्ष्मीस्तस्य वशा वशैव गुणिनां ब्रह्माण्ड संस्थानिनि श्रीचिन्तामणि पार्श्वनाथमनिशं सरस्तोतियो ध्यायते चत्तारि मंगलम् अनन्तामंगलं सिद्धामंगलं साकुमंगलं केली पन्नत्तो नमो मंगलम् चत्तारि लोकोत्तमा अनहंता लोकोत्तमा सिद्धा लोकोत्तमा साहू लोकोत्तमा केवली पन्नत्तो नमो लोकोत्तमो। उत्तम है प्रभु का नाम, मंगलमय है स्मरण, पवित्र है मार्ग पर चलने की हम सब प्रतिज्ञा करेंगे। मैं बोलूंगी, आप सभी दोहराएंगे। चत्तारि शरणं पवज्जामि अरहन्ते शरणं पवज्जामि सिद्धे शरणं पवज्जामि साहू शरणं पवज्जामि धम्मं शरणं पवज्जामि अभ्युल्लब्धिकदम्बकस्य तिलको निशेष सूर्यापले रापीडप्रतिबोधने गुणवताम् अग्रेश्वरो वाग्मिनां दृष्टान्तो गुरुभक्तिशाली मनसां मौविस्तपशीषां सर्वाश्चर्यमयो समय श्री गौतम स्थानमुदे श्री गौतम स्थानमुदे गौतम की कृपा से सर्व मंगल कल्याण आनंद सुख शांति सौभाग्य प्राप्त हो। अहिंसा की कृपा से, अहिंसा के संकल्प से और यहाँ से जो इस छोटे से वातावरण में इस अहिंसा की जो गूंज उठी है, यह गीत संपूर्ण विश्व में व्याप्त हो, इस भाव के साथ यहाँ से विदा।
Thank you, Acharya Sriji. Now I request Sri Prasanna Chand Jain to deliver the vote of thanks.
I am extremely happy that the pleasant task of proposing a vote of thanks has been assigned to me. On behalf of the trustees and chairman of Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation and also on my own behalf, I sincerely thank Sri Sujit Singh Barnala ji, His Excellency the Governor of Tamil Nadu, for having found time to be with us this evening as the chief guest and presenter the awards. Our sincere thanks are due to Sri Namjal Mirza, Chairman, Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation and the former Union Minister and Member of Parliament for having graced the occasion and delivered the presidential address in spite of his preoccupation. We sincerely thank the former Chief Justice of India, Sri M.N. Venkatacharya, Chairman of the selection jury, Bhagwan Mahavir Foundation, for selecting the awardees. He could not be present at the function due to his preoccupations. We profusely thank the other jury members, Dr. L.M. Singhvi, Sri Deepchand Gardi, Pujya Acharya Sri Gandharaj Maharaj, Professor P.M. Hegde and Sri D.R. Mehta ji, for their kind presence at the function and also for selecting the awardees. Further, our special thanks are due to Dr. L.M. Singhvi for releasing the brochure of 9th Mahavir Awards and delivering a speech on dimensions of Ahimsa yesterday, today and tomorrow. We are extremely thankful to the 9th Mahavir Awards recipients for honoring us by this presence. We are thankful to our past awardees, Srimati Krishnamal Jagannathan from Nagarkoil and Pujya Swamiji Sri Jnanatmanandaji Jamshedpur for gracing the occasion. We would like to express our sincere thanks to all the trustees and chairman of the foundation and all our guests and invitees for their gracious presence here. We convey our thanks to the representatives of the press, police, the visual media, our office staff members and other friends. We are very much thankful to the government of Tamil Nadu for having provided the hall for conducting the function. Once again, we thank one and all individually. Thank you.
I request everybody to stand up for the national anthem.